The devil exists, and his presence is stronger than you can imagine. These words, spoken in a grave tone and with piercing eyes, belong to a man who dedicated his life to fighting the forces of evil, Father Gabriele Amorth, the most famous exorcist of modern times. His story is an extraordinary journey through mystery, faith, and courage, leaving you with profound questions about the nature of good and evil. Dear readers, we invite you to join us on a journey into darkness to discover the light. A journey that may forever change the way you see the spiritual world. Father Amorth was no ordinary man. His calling was revealed unexpectedly, like a bolt from the blue, after an encounter that would change the course of his life. It was his meeting with Father Candido Amontini, the Vatican exorcist, that sparked the flame that would lead him to become the most famous demon hunter of our time. But don't be fooled by appearances or sensationalist titles. Father Amorth was a man of deep wisdom and sharp discernment. Despite having performed over 160,000 exorcisms in his lifetime, a staggering number, he always maintained that only a small percentage of these cases involved true demonic possession. His perspective teaches us the importance of balancing faith with rationality, a delicate but essential equilibrium in our spiritual journey. According to Amorth, the role of the exorcist was not that of a superhero endowed with supernatural powers, but rather that of a humble servant of God, armed with theological knowledge, unshakable faith, and, surprisingly, a healthy skepticism. Yes, you read that right, skepticism. For Father Amorth firmly believed that many cases attributed to demonic possession were, in fact, psychological or medical issues. This conviction reminds us of the importance of not jumping to hasty conclusions, especially in matters of spirituality. However, Amorth was also convinced that the rare cases of true possession fully justified the importance of his work. And here, dear readers, we get to the heart of the matter. Prepare yourselves, for what you are about to read may shake your certainties. Father Amorth wasn't afraid to make controversial claims. He argued, for example, that historical figures like Hitler and Stalin had been possessed by demons. These statements sparked heated debates, dividing public opinion between those who found them enlightening and those who deemed them excessive. But he didn't stop there. Amorth also warned against seemingly harmless practices like yoga or reading books like Harry Potter, claiming they could open doors to spiritual dangers. Before we proceed, let's pause for a moment to reflect. In an increasingly secularized world, where spirituality is often pushed to the margins of society, Father Amorth's words invite us to reconsider the role of the sacred in our daily lives. We invite you to join us in this prayer. Lord, light our path. Grant us the wisdom to discern good from evil, the strength to resist temptations, and the courage to face the unknown. May your light guide our steps, and may your love fill our hearts. Amen. If these words have touched your heart, we invite you to share your faith in the comments by writing, Amen. Your testimony may inspire many others. Now, prepare yourselves. We are about to delve into the most terrifying case Father Amorth ever faced. A case that tested not only his faith but also his very sanity. The case involved a young woman named Maria. What Amorth saw and experienced during this exorcism left him deeply shaken, to the point that he called it the most frightening of his career. Maria displayed superhuman strength, able to lift heavy objects as if they were feathers. But what truly terrified Father Amorth was her ability to speak ancient and unknown languages, including Aramaic, the language spoken by Jesus. During the exorcism, events occurred that defy any rational explanation. Objects moved by themselves, as if animated by an invisible force. A chilling cold suddenly invaded the room, despite it being a hot summer day. And Maria's eyes, those eyes that seemed not to look through Amorth but into him, probing his very soul. This extreme case confronts us with disturbing questions. What really lurks in the depths of the human soul? Do dark forces truly exist that can take control of a person? And if so, how can we protect ourselves? Father Amorth's reflections on his work offer us some answers. He emphasized the importance of always being vigilant against negative influences, whether spiritual or human. But true protection, according to Amorth, doesn't lie in rituals or magic formulas. The most powerful defense against evil is sincere faith and a life lived in harmony with the principles of love and goodness. This message is more relevant than ever in today's world, where we are constantly bombarded with negative news and temptations of all kinds. Father Amorth's story reminds us that the battle between good and evil isn't fought only in movies or books but in our daily lives, in the choices we make every day. But don't be discouraged. Amorth's message is not one of fear but of hope. He firmly believed that good is always stronger than evil, that light can always overcome darkness. And this belief sustained him even in the darkest moments of his mission. Father Amorth's life also teaches us the importance of discernment. In an age where information travels at lightning speed and fake news is rampant, the ability to distinguish truth from falsehood, good from evil, becomes essential. Amorth urges us not to passively accept everything we are told but to use our reason, guided by faith, to understand the reality around us. His approach to exorcism, which combined deep spirituality with a rigorous scientific method, is an example of how faith and reason can coexist and strengthen each other. This balance is something we desperately need in today's world, where these two aspects of human nature are too often seen as being at odds. But perhaps the most important lesson we can draw from Father Amorth's life is the importance of compassion. Despite coming face to face with what many would consider pure evil, Amorth never lost sight of the humanity of the people he was trying to help. He saw beyond possession, beyond the frightening and violent behavior, and was able to glimpse the suffering soul in need of help. This compassion is something we can all cultivate in our daily lives. We don't need to be exorcists to make a difference in the world. We can start by treating the people we meet with kindness and understanding, even those who seem hardest to love. Father Amorth's story also reminds us of the importance of remaining humble in the face of life's mysteries. Despite his vast experience and knowledge, Amorth was the first to admit that there were many things he didn't fully understand. This humility is a precious example in an age where too often we pretend to have all the answers. As we reflect on these lessons, we invite you to consider how you might apply them in your own life. How can you cultivate a greater balance between faith and reason? How can you be more compassionate towards others, even those who seem possessed by anger or hatred? How can you remain humble in the face of life's mysteries? Remember, true exorcism isn't just about driving out demons but also about purifying our souls from the negative influences that can contaminate them. This is an ongoing process that requires vigilance and constant effort. Before we conclude, we would like to invite you to continue this journey of spiritual discovery with us. If you have found inspiration in these words, we encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we regularly explore similar themes, offering insights and reflections on spirituality in the modern world. Your participation in this community can be an important step on your spiritual path. In conclusion, the life and work of Father Gabriele Amorth offer us much more than just sensational exorcism stories. They offer us a lens through which to examine our own spiritual lives, our beliefs, and our relationship with the divine and the unknown. Whether or not you believe in the existence of demons, the lessons of compassion, discernment, and humility we can draw from his life are universal and precious. As we bid farewell, we leave you with a question to ponder: what demons are you facing in your own life? And how can you use Father Amorth's lessons to exorcise them? Remember, light is always stronger than darkness. No matter how dark the night may seem, dawn will always come. And with faith, reason, and compassion as our guides, we can face any challenge that lies before us. Thank you for embarking on this journey with us. May you find strength, wisdom, and peace on your spiritual path. And remember, the true battle between good and evil is not fought outside but within us. You are the exorcists of your soul. Use this power wisely.